I've heard some people say that it's just like the flu, it's just like the flu. For me, it was not like the flu. I've had the flu before, I've had it for a couple of days. You do have some aches and pains and some fevers and a cough and a cold. For me, it did not compare at all to COVID-19 or the coronavirus. So I went on vacation for a couple of weeks with some my family. And when I came back with a very minor cough, nothing too serious, but when I did come back, the advice was by the CDC at the time was to go ahead and quarantine. So it wasn't until about a week later, a week after I was back, so about 7 days till I was back home, where I began to actually develop symptoms, which was, now something began to really seem like, okay, maybe I'm not okay, maybe this cough is more. So I got tested at one of the Advent Health locations. It took a couple of seconds. It's worth doing it. The first couple of days, once I had the symptoms, I felt very ill. I was very weak. I had troubles even standing up. My cough was, I did have a significant cough. My fever was acting up. I had some days of very significant chills or sweats and chills would be back and forth. My chest would hurt, my body would hurt just from the coughing. I would cough sometimes 10 minutes straight, where it's just continuous, a deep chest cough where there'd be some wheezing at the end. And so for me, my cough actually got progressively worse as a couple of those days went by. The advice was to go home, continue your quarantine, and it's kind of just fighting through the virus. Your body will fight through it, and you should be able to fight through it at the house. The days I was able to talk on the phone, I had great support from here at the sheriff's office. I had great support from my family, from my friends. The sheriff even called a couple of times to check in on me, see how I was doing. The under sheriff, just the chain, everybody that I worked for has just been blessed. My coworkers, my peers, people that work for me. I mean, everybody's just been truly wonderful through the process. My energy began to come back. I began to feel a lot better. My cough started getting a little less frequent. Not as deep anymore, and really now I'm cough-free. Between the quarantine, feeling sick, and then getting better, I was out of work for just over a month. Thankfully, my wife and kids did not come down with the COVID-19 or the coronavirus at all, and so they're good. They're doing really well. What I went through, to me, and I'm a relatively healthy person, to me it was pretty significant. So I think even if you feel you're invincible or you feel that you can't get sick, you have an obligation for the people around you to do the right thing. So practice following the current safety protocols to help keep those around you safe. Definitely take the proper preventive measures.